Is that the same for women, though? Because I've got women friends who are same age that are really, really struggling, they're not doing heroin or drugs or anything like that, but the objective sort of situation of their life is they're so far from all of their goals, no partner, feeling lonely, unhealthy, and seemingly out of control.
Yeah, so I've worked with plenty of women for whom that is a problem as well. But I think if we look at on average, right? So remember that like within any population of men and women, there's going to be more variance between women than there is between men and women.
Sure.
So absolutely the case for a lot of women. I think the big difference is that a lot of the tools that we have were sort of designed with women in mind. A great example of this is like psychotherapy or talk therapy. So if you look at the gold standard of how we process our emotions, it's verbally. Now, the studies actually show that if you look at like estrogen has a very, very interesting effect on awareness of your internal emotional state and the ability to articulate your internal emotional state. So as estrogen rises, you literally feel emotions more. So this is why women will have problems like premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMS. When there are these hormonal fluctuations, it's not that we should treat them poorly or anything like that, but they actually literally feel emotions in a more intense way because of the fluctuations in their estrogen level. So I know it's like that's like scientific fact. It's not like it's not good or bad, right? It's just something that's a fact. So the higher your estrogen is, the more emotional awareness you'll have. So there are some biological factors, and then there's also like if you look at the way that women are conditioned, they're conditioned to be good listeners, to provide emotional support for the men around them. And so they're a lot better at verbal fluency. Like that's not even related to emotions. You can look at, boys and girls who are 8 years old. Girls will have a higher level of verbal fluency than boys do at the age of 8. So there are a lot of things in our mental health system that rely on being aware of your emotions, being able to articulate your emotions, using words to process your emotions. And so absolutely, they can learn more about themselves. I think 99% of human beings on the planet, myself included, can benefit from learning more about themselves. But I think that women have somewhat of a leg up, which is why women are 70% of patients who seek psychotherapy, right? Even 70% of therapists are women. So there's like a very clear gender gap in the field of mental health.